kid who screamed about being the Hokage all the time. That if you peeled back the layers, you'd find a show that teaches you about passion, hard work, friendship, and loads more. Well, in this video, I'll be going over some of the life lessons that we can take to heart from the iconic anime Naruto. So the first life lesson I want to go over from Naruto is that people can change only if they want to. And I'm sure a lot of the fans out there, the first person that comes to mind when I say that is, of course, Naruto's borderline boyfriend, Sasuke. Come on, let's be honest. The relationship got kind of weird at times, but yeah, Sasuke is the poster boy for this life lesson, because after he betrayed the village to go with Orochimaru so he could get enough power to eventually fight his brother, Naruto wouldn't let Sasuke just leave like that. Sasuke was like, you know what, I'm done with the Leaf Village, I'm done with all you people, you guys are standing in the way of my revenge. And Naruto was like, no. He just straight up told him no. And that was a relationship for years. Every time Naruto would catch up to Sasuke and try to bring him back to the village or to beat some sense into him, it would just end up worse than it was before. It actually ended up pushing him away. And it just kind of shows that as much as we want people to change, as much as we want to help people, especially people that we love, we can't live their life for them. And we have to let them figure their stuff out, right? Be there to support them as always, but ultimately, if they don't want to change, they're not going to, and you can't make them. And it's a painful thing to realize, but that's something that we have to understand as part of how the world works and what it is. And we just gotta let people how to figure it out for themselves, and they have to make their own choices at their own time. Now, I want you to keep the faith and stay consistent with them. Always reach out that hand to help them if they really mean that much to you. You want them to change their life around. Eventually, they're gonna get the idea. It's light bulb's gonna go off. But until then, enjoy being Naruto. Hey, at least you're the main character. But seriously, it's something they're gonna have to do for themselves. And then the next lesson is that sometimes the biggest smiles are hiding the most pain. And that can be said, that's not just true in Naruto, that's in life in general, is that some people who smile the brightest, who laugh the loudest, who are always there to pick people up, oftentimes they're the ones who either have dealt with or are currently dealing with some of the biggest battles. And you would never know it, because they hide it so well. They spend so much energy into pouring into others that no one even knows what's going on behind the smile. In the case of Naruto, again, Naruto, he's never really been the depressed kind of type. He's always the hyperactive type of kid. Like, you think something's wrong with him because he's always just kind of has that energy about him. And if you didn't know his story, you would just think that that's just how he is. He doesn't have a care in the world. And obviously we know as the audience that's not true. And even the villagers know that's not true either. Naruto grew up without his parents because they died. And he grew up with the village hating him because he's the host for the Nine-Tails Demon Fox, right? So none of the adults wanted anything to do with him, and because the adults hated him, they told their kids not to play with him either because of how they felt about him. And Naruto living by himself pretty much his entire life, to be honest. Not only a couple of people would even check up on him, make sure he was eating, and all these different things. And of course, as he gotten older, he was the weakest kid in his class because he couldn't do any jutsu. So all these different things that you would think, man, it could easily make him bitter, or to be fair, make him turn out like Sasuke, right? But instead, Naruto chose to always have a smile on his face, always have this can-do type of attitude, because he believed in himself that, hey, I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna change, this world. I'm gonna be Hokage. I'm gonna turn this thing around, and I'm not gonna let the bad times get me down. And for me, it kind of helped me to kind of take a step back and to really make sure I try to understand more about people and understand, what they're going through, what they may be going through, because you never know, right? We're not mind readers, so oftentimes we can't really truly know unless they tell us. But it's to be more aware of your interactions with people, and you really just check in on each other, love on each other, even especially check on that one friend who's always reaching out to you guys, say, hey, hey, just checking in, surprise them one day, say, hey, I'm just checking in on you, making sure you're all good, because they may not be going through anything, but again, never know if you don't ask. And so the next lesson that we'll kind of want to cover is that revenge is never the answer. Again, back to the poster boy for this is Sasuke. Again, I mean, this dude, you would think the show would be called Sasuke, but this man went through some stuff. And again, for those who don't know, Sasuke's whole character arc was about revenge, about taking revenge on his older brother for slaughtering their clan. That's a pretty justifiable reason to go after somebody. But the thing is with revenge or getting your get back or anything, something along those lines, is that when it gets to the point that it just consumes you, and that you can't even think straight, you don't even recognize who you are anymore. And 9 times out of 10, I'd argue 10 times out of 10, once you get your revenge, once you get your get back, once you get back at whoever done you wrong, you either end up feeling A, empty inside because it just wasn't fulfilling, or B, you typically end up even angrier than you were before, because now your whole reason for existing for X amount of time is now gone, or whatever the case may be. But ultimately, you just don't feel anything. You don't feel that satisfaction that you thought you would feel after you finally got a hold of that person or those people or whoever. And as Christians, we're taught to turn the other cheek and to leave judgment and justice to God himself, because he's the only thing that can handle that type of emotion, that type of deep feeling. The only one that can feel it. And it's easier said than done, because again, we want to get a get back. Once we've been wrong, once we've been hurt, it's natural for us to want to lash out, to get back at them, to make them feel what we felt. And it's not easy. It is not easy to forgive someone, especially when and for me personally, it's hard to forgive someone when they've hurt someone that you love, rather than yourself. That's just how I am. Talk about me all you want to, whatever, it's, yeah, you can't really say something to me that I haven't heard 100,000 times before, or to come to my loved ones, then that's when we have a problem. And I can argue that's the case for a lot of people out there. And so I'm speaking to you guys specifically, is that as hard as it is, let it go, give it to God, let him handle it. And I guarantee you'll feel a lot better than if you were to go out and try to handle it yourself. I can guarantee that. The next lesson is that redemption is always possible, and even when we can't see it. Now, in terms of Naruto, there are some characters that did some horrendous things that, as a viewer, as a fan of the show, that before we see the story as completion, like just when we're just reading it week by week or seeing the episodes week by week, you just never know. And I think the most iconic one is Itachi, Sasuke's brother, right? As I said before, Itachi slaughtered their entire clan, and at the time we thought it was just out of cold blood, because he just woke up one day, chose violence, and just said, all right, whatever, everyone's getting off. And so we were like, yeah, Sasuke's justified in his anger and his quest for revenge, because it's his own brother. Not only did he slaughter the clan, he also put Sasuke in a genjutsu, or illusion, for those of you who don't know, watch Naruto, that basically showed Itachi killing their parents over and over and over and over again. Like, Sasuke had to watch his parents die multiple times. And you're just thinking, like, man, Itachi is garbage. Like, he was like walking garbage. But later on in the series, we come to realize why he did what he did. And honestly, Itachi is the true victim in all of this, because he was torn between his family, his clan, and his country. Because again, for those who don't know, the Uchiha clan were essentially plotting a coup, more or less, and it was something that was going to cause a lot more bloodshed than what was necessary. And Itachi was a person of peace. Like, he was a pacifist at heart. He didn't want to fight. He didn't want to have to, shed blood, especially needless blood, which is was already kind of hard in a world full of ninjas. But he had a choice to make. It was either his clan or the entire village, and it was unfair for him to have them be able to make that choice. But ultimately, he bore that burden, and he bore all of Sasuke's hatred. And the only reason Sasuke lives because Itachi loved him. He's just like, I can't. He's the only one I can't do this to. And as part of his own penance, he made Sasuke hate him so much that Sasuke would come after and eventually kill him. And did you understand that whole kind of character arc, Itachi? I can go so much deeper on that. If you guys want a video on Itachi, hey, let me know in the comments below, because it's a rough one. But another character is also Nagito, or Pain, and they were Pain wanted to basically have everyone on equal footing by inflicting pain on everybody, and the way he did it was, single-handedly destroying the Leaf Village. Like, this man walked in there and leveled the entire place and killed countless people. But after all that said and done, after he did all those atrocities and he fought Naruto and almost ended the world, pushing Naruto to the brink, essentially, and after all that said and done, Naruto hit him with this famous talk no jutsu. Then for those who don't watch it, it's just, when the power of friendship and talking changes a villain's heart at the last second. And if you know, you know. But it was at the end, Nagito realized that, okay, what I was striving for wasn't necessarily wrong, but how I did it was completely wrong. And now I need to right these wrongs and really change my actions, because I didn't mean for it to get this far out of hand, or for my own vision to get this corrupted. And he did. He revived everyone that he killed. He didn't repair the village, but he gave up his life to restore the lives of everybody that he killed. I'm talking like countless people, and some main important characters too were brought back to life because of Nagito's change of heart. And it just goes to show that no matter how far gone you may think you may be, if you are truly sincere in about changing your life, then there's always a path of redemption. Because again, God redeemed us by sending his only son down to die for us. And it's just think about that for a minute. I'm not a parent, but I have parents, obviously. So you just imagine and send your own child to die for essentially evil, to redeem evil in the world for countless other people that, from a human standpoint, that you don't even know. But of course, God knows all of us. But just imagine how heavy that is. And if God showed that if God was able to redeem us like that, then I think it should be easier for us to give people second chances. And I know it's hard depending on circumstance. I get it. I truly do. But that's where prayer comes in. That's when being in God's presence really comes in. It's like, okay, what do you want me to do? Or how are you going to have to help me get through this? Because I know how I am personally, and it's not the easiest thing to do, but it is possible. So just always remember that redemption is possible even when we can't see it. And so the next one is honestly probably the biggest thing that we know from Naruto, is that no dreams are too big. Again, Naruto, the weakest ninja in his class, arguably the village at the time, says he's going to be Hokage, which is the equivalent of being the president, right? He's going to be the ruler of his nation one day. And everyone laughed at him. Even as he got older and all his accomplishments started piling up, they were still laughing at him because Naruto's Naruto. But that never stopped him. That never deterred him from going after that goal, and it never stopped him from doing his best to achieve it, doing what it takes. And no matter the setbacks, no matter the obstacles that got in his way, Naruto was always, he just got back up and charged right back into it. And the way that applies to our lives, that I know from my own personal experience, I know a lot of us can probably say the same thing, is that, you know, when God puts something on your heart, it's always bigger than what you can ever imagine, what you can ever dream of even accomplishing. And you don't even know where to start half the time, or at least I didn't. I didn't even know how to start any of this stuff. And then I was afraid to, because I didn't know. And that's the exact area that God wants you to be. He wants you to dream big dreams, because he wants to be a partner, and he wants you to be a partner in this, right? Because the dream that you have, the things that you're striving for, he wants more than you do. I mean, he a lot more than you do. So he's gonna help you get there along the way. And the important thing to understand is that, like, for us, hey, this is a partnership. You do what you can do, and you let him do what you can't do. You know, the natural and the supernatural. And for those who may not be believers, or maybe never really heard this concept before, it's that, again, God wants us to participate in our miracle, in our own miracles, and our own journeys and stuff like that. You know, everything is predetermined in the sense that he knows how the things that we're going to do and how we're going to do it, but we don't, right? It's up to us to make these choices and to follow our path and to follow along the guideline that he set before us. And part of that is just understanding that, you know, we are partners with God in our own journeys and our own dreams, and making these things a reality. And obviously, just like how Naruto got through his obstacles, just like how he pushed through, we're gonna have to push through our own battles, right? Our own giants, our own mountains. You know, we're not gonna learn any jutsu or any superpowers like that, or at least I'm not. If you didn't, please tell me, and tell me how you do it. Just don't share with the world, because you might get taken away to some secret government facility. But hey, no, it is what it is. But again, it's just that, you know, you're just know that your dreams aren't too big. They're never too big, because again, we have a God that's bigger than anything out there, and with him on our side, then everything else is just gonna be cake in comparison. So again, no dreams are too big. Get out there and just start, right? Once you start, the rest of it is gonna come eventually. You're gonna figure it out. But the hardest part is just starting. So do it. And so the next thing is that hard work is gonna beat talent if talent doesn't work hard. And I know that's a mouthful, but essentially it's saying that, hey, just because you're good at something doesn't mean you don't need to work at it. Doesn't mean that you don't need to hone your craft, that you don't need to improve on it, because one, someone's always gonna be better than you, and two, someone's always behind you trying to overtake you, right? In whatever field, whatever skill, whatever, you know, X thing here, right? Just put it here. And of course, as soon as I say this, I know everyone already knew the character I'm going to go over with in this course is Rock Lee and Sensei Mike Guy. And they are the poster boys of hard work to beat talent, right? Because both of them work rigorously, you know, each and every day. They train daily with just crazy amounts of sets. They put in the work to beat their naturally gifted rivals. You know, for Guy it was Kakashi, and for Lee it was Neji. And to show that, you know, even though they weren't born with the special gifts, you know, the innate talent that Kakashi and Neji had, that the hard work that they put in can rival and if not surpass those natural gifts as well. And for me, I love that. For someone who is kind of growing up didn't have the best self-esteem type thing, and I always used to say that, you know, I'm okay at most things, not really good at a lot of different things, I'm just okay at it, you know, whatever. But now that I'm older and realize like, no, I am good at most of the things that I do. That's because I put in the time, in the hard work to at least get to that point. Now I'm not the best. I'm not even excellent at these things, but I know where I am, where I stand, and what steps I need to take in order to get better. And like with anything, with any type of transformation, any type of skill that you learn, it's all about consistency and the consistent work that you put in. And the biggest point of that is that improvement doesn't happen overnight. It's not going to. It's not going to be. It's not. It's not like the Spider-Man movie, the very first one with Toby, right? It's not like, you know, you get bit by the spider and you wake up jacked and your eyes are fixed, right? There's not. That only happens in the movies, and even then, it's not all the time. And just know that your transformation is gonna take time. It's gonna take a lot of, you know, blood, sweat, and tears. Yeah, maybe a lot more tears than what you realize, but just know you will make it and you will get there. And just know you're already off to an excellent start, because people nowadays want instant gratification, but the fact that you're still here watching till the end shows that you're built for this. You already understand that, hey, good things don't just happen instantly. They don't happen overnight. It's going to take time. And honestly, one of the biggest things about this is that in order to achieve the things we want in our life, there are going to be some sacrifices that have to be made. And if you want to find out more about that whole concept about sacrifice, then you can check out this video that I made, really going deep into that about sacrifice and what it means to be great and excellent. So just like I've rambled on about in this entire video, there are many more lessons that we can also learn from Naruto and a bunch of other animes out there. So which one do you guys think I should cover next? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.